Hey yogis, Kit Kat here. Today we're going to do some pre-sleep shapes. So just when you feel like you just need those few minutes to wind down, maybe it's just a few minutes to come into a quiet space for you pre-meditation. Totally up to you. I like to use some of these before I go into Z-land. Anyway, so come to a seated space. And just allow your hips to connect down with the earth and rest the hands on the knees. So I like to take chin mudra, which is bowing the forefinger into the thumb. It's said to bow the ego to the higher self. And I'm turning that down so that I can feel that this will be a little bit more introspective. So sometimes we have the palms up, open to the universe, open to change. Although I'm still open to change, I'm just making this a little more introspective with the palms face down. Slight tuck of the chin into the chest and closing the eyes down. Just taking 3 rounds of breath here. Not doing anything to control the breath at this point in time. Just notice it flowing in and out of the body. This is like that moment when you're able to set the tone and signal to the self that you're actually going to take this little yogi time out just for you. One more round of breath here. Release the hands down to the side body. Just take an inhale breath, reach the arms up nice and high. Think of one fantastic thing that happened to you through the day today, something you're extremely grateful for, and as you exhale, share that appreciation with the world. We're going to do that 2 more times, thinking 2 more thoughts of appreciation for something that happened during your day. Inhale that appreciation, and exhale, share that with the world. One more inhale, one more appreciation thought. Inhale, collect that thought, and as you exhale, share that happiness or that joy, that bliss moment, that appreciation with the world. Releasing the hands down to the earth. You can keep the eyes closed here, or you're more than welcome to open them. Just gently dropping the head to one side. Maybe you feel a little few kinks there. Just feeling that stretch down the left side of the neck. Inhale back to center, take it over to the other side. Always nice to enjoy a little bit of space. Not neglecting the neck. Inhale, coming back to center, tuck the chin into the chest. Maybe you've had a little bit of stress through the day today. So draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and as you exhale, allow them to slide down the back. Bring the chin into the throat and continue to slide the shoulders down the back. Inhale and come back to center. Lift the throat, lift the chin. Eyes looking skyward. Exhale and release back to center. Taking Baddha Konasana, so butterfly. Have the feet slightly more forward in this variation. A lot of our yang practice bring the heels back in towards the groin. This variation we're going to have the feet a little further away. Take the elbows into the knees and rest the elbows into the shins, or you might like to rest them into the knees. A little bit more of a relaxed grip so that you're not actually pulling on anything here. And then start to roll the body down. You can take a few inhale and exhale breaths here, breathing into the back body, so into that space in the back ribs. Try and ground the hips down into the earth, feel that earth connection. And just settle the head down towards the feet. Take 5 nice, beautiful, deep rounds of breath here. The inhale creating space in the body, and the exhale allowing a deeper exploration of the space that you create. It's that concept of surrender, of letting go. Letting go of what the day has been, letting go of what's going on in the busy brain. Just dropping the head down, maybe even gazing towards the belly button. Two more deep inhale and exhale breaths. Gently, slowly rolling back, we can release the hands and use the hands into the earth to lift the body, return to that seated space. A beautiful introspective forward fold. We're going to bring my right foot, your left, in towards the groin, and we're going to take my left foot, your right, out to the side of the mat. So it doesn't matter if this knee is a little bit more further forward or where you are. I like to try and, in this particular variation, keep the heel in towards the groin, the flat of the foot into the thigh here. I'm going to take a gentle turn and just walk the hands down towards the leg. So I'm using the weight, I'm using the forearms to take the weight of the upper body here. You can also place a block just on the inside of the knee if that works for you. And just take a little respite here. Or maybe you're not so flexible, maybe you're kind of just back here today, and that's perfectly okay. And if you'd like to make this a little longer, you can actually use a bolster or a block and stay in these postures for 3 to 6 minutes. But we're not going to stay that long in each shape today. It's just a gentle unwinding. I'm going to take 4 more breaths here. Seeing if you can release and let go of something that you're holding on to. Perhaps there was a little bit of tension in your day today. And you'll know what that thought is, because as soon as I said that, it would have popped into the brain. See if you can take a deep breath, holding on to that thought. And then with the exhale breath, allow the thought and allow the breath to drift away. And just let it go. And I know that that sounds really easy. We know it's not easy. And maybe you need to give that a couple more goes until that thought dissipates and just leaves you in a place of quiet for a moment. For your next inhale breath, walk your hands back towards your hips and just plant that right or left hand on the outside of the thigh and give yourself a nice stretch up in the other direction. You can take that hand out a little bit wider or broader and just stretch away from that leg, maybe even resting the elbow down onto the earth and gazing towards those fingertips. Inhale, coming all the way back up to center. Swap the legs over and we're going in the other direction. What we do on one side, we do on the other. So heel into the groin, flat of the foot into the thigh, a gentle turn towards that leg, and really just set yourself up in somewhere that's comfortable. This is kind of like a guideline for you. You're just feeling a little bit of opening in the lower back and releasing of stress. So I'm not as flexible on this side today in this space. So I'm going to rest down on my elbows and I'm really feeling that into my side body. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, allow yourself to surrender into the space. Breathing into the back body. Feeling the expansion in the ribs. Maybe whispering that word surrender as you let go in the space. And we're going to take 4 more deep breaths here together. Inhale, space. Exhale, surrender. Inhale. Exhale, surrender. 2 more. Gently walk the hands back towards the hips. Then we're going to take the left hand out to the side of the mat. Reach the right hand up and over. And reach away from that leg. Feeling that stretch down the side body. But notice that we're a little bit more grounded and connected with our side stretch here. Take an inhale. Gaze away from the feet towards the fingertips. Maybe gently feeling that sensation of drawing that hip back down towards the earth. Inhale, coming all the way up, back to center. We're going to swing the legs around and come down to lying on our backs. So I'm going to use my block in this next two asana. And in my first variation, I'm going to come into a little bridge pose. So shoulders creating some space on the mat, hands by the side of the feet, and the feet are roughly hip width apart and coming in as close to your butt as possible. Press the hands into the mat. As you take an inhale breath, lift the hips towards the sky. Tuck the chin into the throat and feel the cervical spine, your neck, heading all the way down to the mat, and that extension through the back body. Find your block, which is nice and handy, and take that underneath your sacrum. So, a couple of different levels here. You might like to have this down low. I'm going to take it up a little higher today and just pop that under there for me. And we have a nice supported bridge pose. So you can take your arms out to the side here and just relax the whole lower body into the support of that block. Now you can do this with a bolster. You can do it with towels, a blanket rolled up, or even books with a tea towel wrapped around it. Whatever's going to give you a little bit of support in this space. You can have the arms out to the side, or you can simply take them as though they're kind of like savasana arms. So we're just going to rest here for a moment. And that feels quite nice. And if you're feeling like you would like to not have any mozzies shooting around, take the feet up towards the sky for Viparita Karani, or waterfall pose. So this is one of my all-time favourite postures. You can just breathe and be in this space. Don't lock out the knees. Don't do anything too much with the feet. Really feel the weight of the pelvis, or the back body here, supported by the block, and you're not going to go anywhere. Just finding that equilibrium and allowing yourself to be. This is one of those beautiful shapes that if we have a really busy brain, we need to shift our perspective. Turning yourself upside down in this place of quiet respite will allow you to do exactly that, because instead of looking forward and looking at the earth in front of you, all of a sudden you're looking up at limitless possibilities of the universe. And every time I think that, I can't help but smile. You can stay here for as little as long as you like. We're going to take another 4 breaths here. Feeling those lovely deep belly breaths. And with each exhale breath, allowing yourself to surrender. Don't worry if the legs move around a little. It's just the body finding its equilibrium, recalibrating, so you can stay a little longer. And when you come down, or you reach that 4th or 5th breath, slowly, gently release the feet down to the earth. Give a little press of the feet into the ground and lift the hips ever so slightly. You can leave the block elevated. I'm going to turn mine down to the lowest level. And I'm going to take this beautiful open front body opening stretch. So right leg goes out to the right corner of the mat, left leg to the left corner of the mat. And already I can feel that beautiful stretch right through the front body, and through the hips. So a lovely opening into the hip flexors and indeed into the psoas. And if you'd like, you can take your arms out to the side. You can have them shoulder height. If you're moving a little further into the stretch, you can cactus the arms. Or you can take the arms over the head, grab hold of each opposite elbow. Stretch the heels away from you and then allow the body to relax. Just letting the feet fall out to the side. Breathe and be. This is a space that I could stay in for a really long time, and I invite you to stay as long as you like here. And just as thoughts, if they pop into the head, use that really deep inhale breath, and the exhale as a release to let the thought go. Allow that thought to drift away with the exhale breath. And as you're about halfway through, if you've crossed the elbows over the top of the head, cross them around the other way, the slightly uncomfortable way. You can re-extend the heels away from the body, feeling the release of the feet. And with each exhale breath, just finding that little moment of extra let go or surrender. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. You can already feel that sense of calm coming over the self. As we let go of the things that haven't served us during our day. Find respite in this calm, quiet, introspective practice. Start to unwind the hands from over the top of the body, bring them down to that kind of shavasana height. Bring the heels back into the hips and a gentle lift of the hips to remove the block. From here, just take the feet out a little wider, drop the knees together and bring the hands to the belly. Feel the rise and fall of the belly in this place of constructive rest. You might like to stay here. You might like to come into Shavasana. You might like to move into a yoga nidra, that yogi sleep. Or you can roll over to one side. Take that hand and press the hand into the earth, returning you to a seated space. I'm going to take a seat up on a block, lifting the hips, and finding that place of comfortability for my meditation. So just resting the hands on the knees, making any adjustments. I'm just going to take 3 deep breaths. I'm going to think of those 3 things that brought me joy today, those 3 things for which I have a beautiful appreciation. And it doesn't have to be big things in the world. It can be just little things like I love my pillow, or I really like that toothbrush. It feels good when I brush my teeth. Or I really like this particular cup that I make my coffee in every morning. Just something that brings you a little joy and happiness that you have gratitude for. Take a deep inhale breath. Find that moment of appreciation, and as you exhale, just allow that appreciation and that joy, that bliss moment to drift off out into the universe. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Moment of appreciation. Exhale, loving kindness, joy and bliss. 1 more breath. Bringing the hands to heart center. Gentle, humble bow of the head. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. Thank you for joining me in this short Shapes for Sleep, and I will see you on our next mini flow. Namaste.